which movie song from 1982 truly deserves the spotlight? We've ranked the top 10 based on Billboard Gold, but now it's your turn to decide. As you watch, get ready to relive some of the most powerful musical moments to ever hit the big screen. From emotional ballads that brought audiences to tears, to pulse-pounding anthems that made scenes legendary, these songs shaped the sound of cinema in 1982. So here's the challenge. Which track takes your top spot? This is the top 10 movie songs of 1982. Let the countdown and the fan vote begin. Drop your number 1 in the comments and hit subscribe to keep the nostalgia rolling through the decades. At song number 10, we begin not with a bang, but with a slow, soaring lift. Up Where We Belong by Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes. It wasn't just a love ballad, it was a lifeline, both on screen and off. For audiences watching An Officer and a Gentleman, the song marked the exact moment when Zach, played by Richard Gere, finally shed the armor of pride and fear to embrace vulnerability and love with Paula, portrayed by Deborah Winger. But behind the microphone, a different kind of transformation was unfolding. Joe Cocker, known for his gravelly voice and soulful wails, had spent the 70s battling personal demons. Addiction had nearly silenced him, but in 1982, with the help of producer Stuart Levine, he found himself once again, older, bruised, but not broken. This duet wasn't just a career move, it was a moment of healing. And then there's the lyric that carries it all. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world we know. It's a line that could have been plucked from Cocker's journal. It encapsulates Zach's journey out of isolation, but it also captures Joe's quiet, personal victory, rising above the wreckage of his past, note by note. Coming in hot at number 9 is a track that didn't just echo through theaters. It shimmered with an eerie charm. Somebody's Baby by Jackson Browne.
We must be somebody's baby. All the guys on the corner stand back and let.
Wasn't written for a stadium. It was written for a crush, a hallway glance, a teenage ache. Featured in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, this smooth, melancholy anthem captured the raw vulnerability of high school love. But here's the twist. Jackson Browne almost didn't write it. He was hesitant about doing music for a teen comedy, unsure if it fit his serious image. But when he read the script and saw the heart behind the chaos, he changed his mind. And thank goodness he did. This would go on to be the biggest hit of his career.
Somebody's baby. She's so fine.
She's gotta be somebody's baby. She's so fine. It's not just a lyric. It's every awkward teenage daydream wrapped in melody. And as Jennifer Jason Leigh's story unfolds on screen, the song follows like a ghost of unspoken feelings. Browne didn't just give the film a soundtrack, he gave it a soul. Sliding into number 8 with a shimmer of magic and mischief is Abracadabra by the Steve Miller Band.
Abracadabra, I wanna reach out and grab you.
A track that felt like it appeared out of thin air and enchanted radio waves everywhere. By 1982, Steve Miller was known for his bluesy, classic rock hits, but this song marked a daring turn. He swapped his guitar-driven comfort zone for a synthy, playful vibe that was as unpredictable as the plot of Night Shift, the movie it danced alongside. Inspired by a real-life spark, Miller's fascination with Diana Ross, Abracadabra had a teasing energy, mixing musical experimentation with lyrical heat.
I heat up, I can't cool down. My situation goes down.
The line, "I heat up, I can't cool down," isn't just a clever metaphor, it's the heartbeat of Night Shift. As Chuck and Bill, played by Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton, stumble from morgue duty into the madness of running an underground escort business, that lyric captures the exact moment chaos turns seductive. Everything is spinning faster, hotter, and suddenly, there's no going back. At number 7, we slow the tempo and dive into vulnerability with Hard to Say I'm Sorry by Chicago.
It's hard for me to say I'm sorry.
A song that stripped away the brass bravado and laid bare the ache of needing space without losing love. In 1982, the band was in the middle of a bold transformation. Their signature horn section took a back seat, making room for Peter Cetera's softer, more introspective voice to lead the way. It wasn't just a sonic change, it was an emotional pivot and one that risked alienating longtime fans. But sometimes, the boldest move is telling the truth quietly. Everybody Needs a Little Time Away isn't just an opening lyric, it's a confession, one that speaks to the unspoken distance between Michael, Kathy, and Lena in Summer Lovers. The film's trio drifts between passion and uncertainty, and Cetera's voice, filled with longing and restraint, mirrors that fragile emotional terrain. Off-screen, the line carried a dual meaning. It reflected Cetera's own push and pull with the band as he carved out a new identity that some saw as a departure, others as evolution. Claiming the number 6 spot with a smooth strut and a sharp bite is Maneater by Hall & Oates.
He's a man-eater.
A song that slinks through the speakers with polished grooves and an ominous undertone. By 1982, Daryl Hall and John Oates were chart-topping royalty, but this hit marked a shift. Maneater wasn't just another catchy tune. It was a warning dressed in pop perfection. Daryl Hall, inspired by the gritty allure of New York City, wove a story of charm that turns dangerous, a cityscape of beauty that devours the unprepared.
The woman is wild, but she can't tame by the perfect jaguar.
Lyric, "The Woman is Wild," opens the door into a world of temptation that doesn't just lure, it consumes. In The King of Comedy, Rupert Pupkin, played with unnerving brilliance by Robert De Niro, chases fame with the same blind obsession. Like the Maneater, fame appears glamorous, but it's a hunger that never ends. Hall, feeling the weight of his own rising celebrity, knew that seduction firsthand. The lights, the adoration, the pressure always lurking beneath the surface. Blazing into the number 5 spot like a firecracker that refuses to fizzle is Gloria by Laura Branigan. A powerhouse debut that didn't just introduce a voice, it unleashed a storm. In 1982, Branigan wasn't new to the industry, but she was still waiting for her breakthrough. Years of backup singing and near misses had built a quiet pressure, and when Gloria finally hit the airwaves, she didn't just sing it, she detonated. Her performance was urgent, relentless, like someone who had waited too long to be heard. And that urgency is exactly what makes the lyric, "Are you talking to me?" Gloria pulse with electricity. In Flashdance, Alex Owens is a welder by day, dancer by night, caught between blue-collar grit and shimmering ambition. The song becomes her inner monologue, the voice that pushes her to leap toward a dream she's not sure she deserves. For Branigan, it was the same inner voice, asking if the spotlight was really calling her, or if it was just another tease. Floating in at number 4 with quiet tenderness and timeless charm is It Might Be You by Stephen Bishop.
Something's telling me it might be you.
Gentle ballad from Tootsie. It doesn't storm the charts. It drifts into your heart like a soft breeze that lingers longer than expected. When Dustin Hoffman's character disguises himself as a woman to land an acting role, Tootsie plays with identity, love, and the complications in between. But amid the comedy and disguise, this song becomes the film's emotional truth.
I've been passing time, watching trains go by.
Time? I've been passing time, watching trains go by. It's not flashy, it's vulnerable. A love song wrapped in hesitation, about someone who's been burned, waiting for something real. Stephen Bishop, already known for emotional ballads, delivers this one like a whispered thought you're afraid to say out loud. Crashing into number 3 like a beautiful emotional wreck is Tainted Love by Soft Cell. A synth-pop confession that masked its heartbreak behind a cold, hypnotic beat. Mark Almond, the voice behind the track, wasn't aiming to be a chart topper. He was a punk poet with eyeliner and edge, drawn more to underground clubs than mainstream fame. But in 1982, his aching reinterpretation of a forgotten soul tune from the 60s turned into a haunting anthem for anyone who'd ever loved the wrong person at the wrong time.
Once I ran to you, now I run from you.
The lyric, "Once I ran to you, now I run from you," stings like a goodbye said too late. In The Last American Virgin, it plays over one of the most devastating teen heartbreaks ever put on screen. Gary, humiliated and heartbroken, watches the girl he loves walk away, and the music doesn't try to comfort you. It twists the knife. Almond's own life mirrored that emotional intensity. His relationships were often passionate, messy, and laced with the same kind of sorrow that pours from every line of the song. At number 2, we meet a pop icon who flipped the script and lit the world on fire. Physical by Olivia Newton-John wasn't just a chart-topping smash, it was a bold declaration from an artist who was done playing it safe. In 1982, Olivia had long been associated with girl next door charm, her image wrapped in sweetness and soft ballads. But with this song, she tore through that box with a wink, a leotard, and a chorus that raised more than just eyebrows.
Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical.
Let's get physical. Physical. It sounded playful, but it was far more provocative than anything Olivia had done before. And that was exactly the point. It was her moment of reinvention, of claiming her voice and her vision. Behind the bubbly beat was a message of female agency wrapped in irresistible pop. In Two of a Kind, where she reunited with Grease co-star John Travolta, the lyric takes on deeper meaning. The film's premise, a love story between a petty crook and a bank teller under divine scrutiny, echoes the tension between temptation and transformation. At number 1, we arrive not with words, but with a wave of sound that lifts the spirit and stills the soul. Chariots of Fire, Titles by Vangelis isn't just a song, it's an experience. In 1982, when most composers were relying on orchestras, Vangelis, an outsider from Greece known for his avant-garde, electronic experiments, crafted a score that broke all the rules. With no lyrics and no grand symphony, he told a story using only synthesizers and silence, creating one of the most iconic instrumental pieces in film history. There's no lyric to dissect, but none is needed. The swelling synths speak volumes, becoming the emotional engine of Chariots of Fire, a film centered on two runners, Eric Liddell and Harold Abrahams, who run not just for glory, but for something deeper: faith, identity, purpose. As their feet hit the sand in slow motion, the music becomes their heartbeat. Every note feels like a breath of conviction, each pause a moment of doubt or prayer. That's our countdown, but the final say is up to you. Did we get it right? Or is your favorite missing from the list? Cast your vote for the best movie song of 1982, and let's see which track rises to the top of the fan. We're watching the comments closely, and we want to hear your story behind the song. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more soundtrack battles, deep dives, and musical memories from the movies that moved us.